Highly Strung Hannah by Robert Chantler. This week, the Hannah Spencer Show.
I'm really excited about it. I can't believe it. I hadn't thought of it before. Loads of top DJs starting in hospital radio and got discovered.
MC Hannah.
Yeah, I've got my interview tomorrow.
Oh, right. It's been a while since you applied, hasn't it?
Only because of my criminal record.
Oh, yes. What was it again?
3 counts of public disorder through nude sleepwalking and 1 count of theft, as you know.
Oh, yes. Well, at least for all my problems, I've kept my nose clean.
Except that time you got a community order for threatening Margaret Thatcher.
I was young and anarchic, and anyway, she was asking for it.
Anyway, who knows? If I get the job, it could be the start of a whole new career, a whole new opening. And don't make a smutty joke about it, thank you.
I'm really happy for you, darling, but you should have talked it over with me first.
Why?
How can you work on a hospital radio station? You hate hospitals. You won't even visit people you know. How will you go around the wards talking to patients you don't know?
Well, I just want to have my own radio show, darling.
You know, you could just do a demo CD and send it to a few local radio stations. They get presenters like that sometimes.
Well, let's see what happens at my interview. Maybe I won't have to go on the wards. Maybe I'll have a producer who does that.
Maybe.
I could be the next big thing. I will be okay, won't I, darling?
Time will tell.
Hello, Mrs. Spencer. Nice to meet you.
Hello, call me Hannah.
Hannah, right. I'm Betty Miller, the head of recruitment, and this is John Bentley, the programme controller. We're just going to sit round the table and have a cup of tea and chat. Nothing formal. In fairness to all our volunteers, we always have 2 people interview.
Well, I wouldn't say no to a nice cup of tea. And can I call you Betty and John?
Yes, fine.
Lovely.
Now then, first, sorry for taking longer than usual to arrange the interview, but we had to run your record by the committee first.
Ah.
Now, on your form, we asked you why you wanted to join the radio station, and you said, because I like the sound of my own voice and I want a career in radio.
Yeah, well, I do.
Right. It's just most people put something like they want to brighten the hospital experience for the patients or give their time to care for others or something like that.
I do want to do that as well. I wouldn't be volunteering. But let's be honest. Everyone who does hospital radio loves the sound of their own voice. Whether they admit it or not. You know, I'd rather be up front and be honest about my application.
Our station largely provides request programmes. The trust is a large trust, and Sunbury Cross Hospital it serves is quite sizable. And the current vacancy is for the request show for Morrow Ward and Chantler Ward, orthopaedics and geriatrics respectively. You would need to arrive about an hour and a half before your show to go onto the wards and collect requests from the patients. Then you prepare your show, present your show, and hand over to the next presenter at the end. The request show for these wards is on Saturday mornings.
You'll get a full induction and training period with an experienced presenter. We won't throw you in at the deep end.
You'll learn how to produce and work the equipment as well as present, a good grounding for a future career in commercial radio or proper radio, as you said on your application form. Have you listened to any of our output?
Of course.
Which programme do you like the best?
Yours.
I don't have one at the moment.
Oh well, when you did, they're all good. They all sound much the same to me.
Thank you for that ringing endorsement. Will you start your training with Matt?
Ciao, Han, right?
Yes, you're nice.
Thank you. Well, I work out, you know. Shall we get on with it?
I should just say I'm married. Unfortunately.
Right, and how does that stop you going on with the wards?
Oh, it doesn't. I didn't mean... Oh, how embarrassing.
Never mind. You going to be taking anything down?
Well, only if you'll let me.
Notes.
Oh no, I've got a great memory.
Hannah, you are going to take off that gas mask before we enter the ward, no?
Oh yes, sorry.
You look like something from a scary movie.
What?
When you had the gas mask on, and not now.
Oh, thank you. I like your knob. Oops.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I just blurt things out like, someone walks past me and say, God, you're wearing that for a bet.
I hope these people do not hear you.
Not too often.
Well, try not to blurt things out on the ward. People who are ill do not want to hear you say, oh my God, you look terrible. Okay?
Okay. Can I keep my gloves on now?
I suppose yes. Your fear of hospitals. Maybe you should get some help with it, especially if you're going to be working in a hospital radio.
I heard Matt's show. Nice of him to put you on air on your first show. You sounded good.
It was horrible, darling. I just wanted to go home and disinfect myself. After being on the wards, I spent half an hour in the studio toilet just trying to clean myself. He must think I'm a Lady Macbeth or something.
It was the cardiac ward in the MAU he covered, wasn't it? Not quarantine.
It's hospitals. I don't like hospitals. I have to go around the wards and get requests. I thought I could just come along and play some music and chat a bit and go home. I didn't realise I had to actually go onto the wards. I'll have to go 3 hours early so I can have a walk around the wards and get the request. Then I can walk home and have a really long soak in the bath. And go back and do my show.
You're getting the orthopaedic and geriatric wards, aren't you? What are you going to catch? Old age? A hip replacement?
Germs! The only saving grace so far has been Matt.
Darling, husband present.
Oh yes, sorry darling. It's just, he's like a catalogue model.
Well, try keep your hands away from his trunks and I'm sure you'll get on fine.
I think he thinks I'm mad.
You don't say. Come on, Mrs. DJ, bedtime.
I'll dream happy dreams about the Hannah Spencer show. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to get behind the mic and do my own show. Come on, Mr. Tiddles, cuddle up. Mummy's going to be a radio star very soon.
I listened to Matt's show. Hasn't he got a sexy voice?
Oh yes, he's an alpha male all right. We're meeting up on Saturday afternoon. He's taking me to this Italian ice cream parlour he knows.
You'll love that. There's nothing you'd like more than spending a Saturday afternoon licking the nuts off a large Neapolitan.
I know, and I get an ice cream too.
You're such a slut. You've got Tim, remember?
I know, I love my Tim. I don't know how he puts up with me sometimes. But in the looks department, well, there's no contest.
Morning, Anna. Morning, Karen.
Did you hear Matt's show last night? I said hello.
Oh, damn, and I missed it.
Very funny.
No, sorry, I was meditating.
You mean you were slobbing in your armchair?
Were you there? Well, when you get your own show, I promise I'll tune in, all right?
Thanks, it won't be long. Matt made it look really easy.
They're going out for a date on Saturday.
Oh, yes?
It's not a date. It's just he's been friendly.
Well, just don't get too friendly. Remember, you're both married.
That's what I said too.
Marriage guidance counsellor now, are you, Tony?
Well, I do sit in a chair all day, so I'm halfway there.
Hello, Mora and Chantler wards. I'm Hannah Spencer, and this is my brand new request show, hosted by me. I'm so excited, and Mr. Tiddles is here in the studio too. Just for good luck, he's my bear. Well, my favourite bear, actually. Now, I've got some requests, and I will get around to playing them when I've got over how excited he is to have my voice on the radio. Fabulous. Mr. Tiddles is so excited, he nearly had a stroke. Whoops! Oh. Whoops, again. Oh, sorry about that. Oh dear, what am I like? Well, you probably know now, don't you? Anyway, a request show, I think, for John on Morrow Ward, who's having a new hip. What have you been doing, you naughty boy? Well, John's asked for some Frank Sinatra. He's really popular on the radio station, and the song he asked for is New York, New York. So hopefully it should be coming up for you right now. Phew! Oh, that was so much fun. Oh, Mr. Tiddles. Who'd have thought it? Hey? Your Hannah's a DJ. I can't believe nearly 2 hours has gone. Oh well, it has, so it's time to go. And if you're not feeling well, remember, that's my mum always used to say, there's always someone worse off than yourself. So, hope you're still here next week. But if you're not, I'm on AM too, so you can't escape from Hannah Spencer. Ted's here next. Bye.
Hello, Hannah.
Ted, what did you think?
What I heard, well, lively. You like the sound of your own voice, don't you?
Yes. Don't you?
I suppose. You have a lovely voice. Didn't get all your requests in, though, I see. Lots of Mum's homespun philosophy?
Yes. I hope Matt was listening. I'm sure he wouldn't want to miss his protege's first solo outing.
I'm sure he was. He's good at feedback. He trained me.
How long have you been here, Ted?
2 years.
Wow.
Oh yes, I went past Morrow Ward and the sister collared me and said how different you sounded on the radio to when you're on the ward collecting requests. Is this your radio voice then?
Yes.
What's your normal accent then?
Queen's English.
Ah, right, yes. Well, see you next week.
Yep. So?
Very good. I think you're meant to try and get the requests in as a priority and talk to fill the gaps, aren't you?
Well, I'll get better. You can't blame me for wanting to talk a lot on my first show. I want my listeners to get to know me.
I think they've got a measure of you. You sound good on the radio.
I was nearly rumbled.
What?
I meant to go round my allocated wards to collect requests, but I hate hospitals, so I paid some girl from the local private school to go round and collect them as requests from me.
You sent a girl round the wards collecting requests? What if they ask for ID? Has she had CRB clearance?
I don't know.
I don't want to rain on your parade, darling, but I really don't think you've quite thought this through. Anyway, how did you nearly get rumbled?
The nurse played my show over the PA system to the patients. and told the next host after me that I sounded different. So I had to tell him this was my radio voice and try and talk posh.
What if you end up in the hospital brochure? Your picture and your name, and when they don't match your lackey's picture, then what?
I'm new. They won't showcase me.
I gather you said as well.
Well, I got in a mess. It was only a...
Yeah, I know. You did that at uni when you were on the student station, remember?
Oh, yes. As a guest, though, not on my own show.
I know, but I still remember what you said to this day.
Oh, yes. Well, I was a bit tipsy, and he was a...
Yes. Thank you. I don't need a reminder. For goodness sake, don't say that over the hospital airwaves. Don't you remember what it said on the door of the studio?
At uni? Oh, yes.
Never swear on the air.
Yes, but there was a notice in the toilet telling the students not to masturbate everywhere, and everyone ignored that as well.
In the ladies?
No,
And what were you doing in the gents?
Getting my jollies. You weren't the first, darling.
Well, I know, it's just I'd like to think you were making love on silk sheets, blah, 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 not in the gents.
Well, you know.
Oh, well, you're meeting Matt for lunch tomorrow, aren't you?
Monday.
Yes.
He's meeting me at work.
So Karen can meet Mr. Hunk too?
Yes, she's dying to meet him after I gushed about him.
Hi, is Hannah here?
Oh, yes, she's just over there.
Oh, Matt. Oh, is that a cornetto in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
I'm happy to see you. We go for lunch, yes?
Oh, yes.
Well, you're certainly as gorgeous as Hannah said you were.
Well, I keep in shape, you know.
Can you fit in me? Fit me in?
Sicuro, we have a coffee together maybe, after lunch.
Lovely.
Now, stop flirting, you're married.
So are you?
Only outside working hours. Come on, Mr. Hunk.
Bye-bye. Good food, isn't it?
Yes.
Scusa, I could not be there on Saturday. My mother come around and we are big on family hospitality.
No, that's fine. Mr. Tiddles was there.
I know, I heard him. You should really introduce the request to yourself. You know, that Mr. Tiddles, he has not been trained. It was okay. You were obviously nervous, and you talked too much, but we all like to do that to start with. You know, the novità. Please do not swear again, though. It looks bad on me if one of my trainees goes on the air and swears, okay?
Yeah, sorry about that. I got flustered. It was only once when I got tongue-tied.
Twice.
Oh, come on. Bollocks isn't swearing.
No, just be careful. John is a little bit of a prude. You met him at the interview, I think. If he find out you're swearing, he might get rid of you.
All right, well, I'll be careful. But it was all right, though.
See, glad you got over your fear of awards and that you had some requests. I rang the sister to check that you'd been, obviously. She said you put on a different voice for radio. Why is that?
Writers have pen names, so I figured a DJ should have a pen voice.
Okay. Well, I'll be in the next week, so we'll meet about 9 and we go around it together. How's that?
Okay.
Wonderful. And thank you for buying me lunch.
You can have anything you want, baby.
Grazie. I better go off and have a coffee with your assistant now. I do not like to break my word, you know.
Yeah, we'll wander back up together. You know, I'm going that way too.
Oh, you don't say.
I'm glad Matt liked the show. From what you told me, I think he was very fair.
But there's something else, Tim. It's been on my mind all evening. But I thought we should wait until we're in bed.
I've got a headache.
Not that. I just thought once I'd done my show solo, I'd be left to it. But Matt's coming round the wards with me next week.
Ah, And when someone different comes into the ward saying they're Hannah Spencer...
I'll get rumbled. I'll be in so much trouble. I read the terms and conditions of being a volunteer with the Trust, and there's so many rules about who you can and can't put on the air, and ward etiquette way beyond what Matt told me in my induction.
Well, darling, I think you'll just have to come clean.
It'll take hours after being on the wards.
You were like Lady Macbeth when you got home from your evening with Matt. He obviously took you on the wards.
Yes, I use twice as much lavender hand gel as usual, and that stuff's not cheap either.
Well, you better tell your lackey not to turn up next Saturday, hadn't you? You have a contact for her, don't you?
Yes.
You might have to pay her anyway, especially if you promised her the job. If you upset her, she might spill the beans.
Oh no, that'd be another 20 quid down the drain. It's bad enough paying subs to be a member of the team without paying some girl not to do anything.
The radio station doesn't run on thin air, Hannah. Everyone pays subs. My camera club charges subs. The Brownies charge subs. Josh was in the Scouts for a while. They paid subs.
I looked really sweet in my brownie uniform.
I know, you showed me the pictures. That was quite a hen night, wasn't it?
I couldn't sleep a wink last night. Oh, I don't know how I won't be found out.
You should have asked if one of the others could have been your producer.
Yes, thank you for that. But guess what? I never thought of that.
Sorry. Well, I guess you'll just have to own up.
That's what Tim said.
There we are then.
But if I own up, I could lose my job.
You're a volunteer, Hannah. What are they going to do, sack you?
True.
You'll be all right. You're always in some scrape or other, and you'll always get out of them.
Hope so. I don't want Matt to think badly of me, even though I know we'll never be together.
Well, you've still a few days to plan a strategy. I suppose this means you want me to deal with your work today, does it? So you can have some thinking time?
Just this morning. I need to see Yoda.
Oh, well, he's in his office listening to his music and watching his fish, as always.
Good. Oh, come on, Yoda. Whoops.
Yoda?
Your nickname.
I'm honoured. What's the Charles's nickname? Jabba the Hutt.
What's really sad is I actually got that joke. I blamed him.
Scientist and Star Wars. The love that dare not speak its name.
Anyway, my dilemma.
Well, on reflection, I'd say you should come clean, own up and just say sorry. Matt will forgive you. He obviously likes you. Has he got his lightsaber out yet?
Tony.
Well, you'll sort something out. Just go with the flow.
Is that it? That's the best advice you have?
Yes. Now, if you don't mind, I have some work-related thinking to do. Feel the force.
You seem very nervous, Hannah. I thought you'd got over your fear of hospital wards. You collected the requests last week, you know?
Hello, Matt. Who's this?
Oh, yes.
What?
Sorry, I'm Hannah.
Oh, right. Well, I'll leave you to it.
Thanks.
What was all that about?
I got through the door of the ward without passing out.
Ah, well, everybody's looking at us, so I think you got to their attention. Go on, show your stuff.
Well, all I can say is you are one jammy bugger.
She was a different sister.
Someone's looking out for you.
And Matt said I did so well. He doesn't think he needs to join me again. He says, he doesn't like getting up early on Saturdays.
Right.
The sister last week had a different coloured nursing dress. I asked around and apparently that means she was agency staff, so she probably won't be back on that ward again.
Well, do me a favour, darling. Ask John if you can have an assistant or a producer or whatever to collect your wards and do it by the book.
Hello, Hannah Spencer speaking. No way. It's okay. That's my excited scream. Radio Shepperton? Oh, thank you. Well, who'd have thought it? Discovered after 2 shows. Yes, well, I'd love to do the Saturday afternoon talk show. Yes, of course. I'm willing to do the training. And I get paid? Awesome. Yes? I know where they are. Right. See you next week. Okay, thanks, Martin. Bye.
Don't tell me.
Martin Johnson, the radio station manager at Shepperton Radio.
I guess that.
He was having a minor op and he heard my show. Then they discharged him that very afternoon. He loves me. Oh, I'm getting my own paid radio show. So now I can leave the hospital radio without being found out. And all's well that ends well.
Well, they'll be left without a presenter for your show.
Well, that's their problem, isn't it? Oh, I'm so happy.
Is FM ready for Hannah Spencer and her mum's words of wisdom, I wonder?
I think it is. And my mum has always said, she who denied it supplied it.
In what context would she have said that?
Well, I was known to occasionally fast at the dining table.
Oh, nice.
Oh, parting is such sweet sorrow.
Well, you're the first member of staff to leave after 2 shows.
Well, with my new show on Radio Shepperton, I won't have time for the radio show anymore.
Never mind. There's another one of my trainees who's keen to have a go. I'm sure she'll fill in your shoes. Who knows? When the word gets out that your time slot lands you a paid job after 2 shows, people will be flocking to fill it in.
You don't mind?
You're a volunteer. Volunteering is nice, but it does not pay the bills. Of course, your paid job must come first. Anyway, we'll still see each other around. And if you get matter sick, you can come in and sit on my lap. Sorry, you can come in and sit on the Thursday evenings with my show.
Okay. Well, I'll certainly give it some thought.
Okay.
Right, well, I'd better go. My team will be wondering where I am.
Yes, of course. Bye-bye, Hannah. Nice working with you.
You have been listening to Manu Chamba as Hannah, Robert Chantler as Tim, Tina Turner as Karen, Jeff Buckingham as Tony, Giovanni Tagliarini as Matt, Olwen Hone as Betty, Robin Whitbread as John, Alan Saunders as Ted, and Joe Adams as the sister. Highly Strung Hannah was written and directed by Robert Chantler and was a Free Theatre Company production.